Hi, and welcome to Parenting Advice from me to you. Now, Miss Sue, this one's for you. Now, Miss Sue, you got you a little miss. And little miss is a big girl now. She's between the ages of 6 and 9. Problem is, she's not acting like much of a big girl. She's regressing because there's a new baby in town. And little miss has decided that she don't want to be a big kid no more. She wants to be a baby. For those of you that don't know, regression is when a child is a certain age, but they act like an age much, much younger. Now, typically children regress for a couple of reasons. The ones that I had experience with is, number one, they do it for attention. Where once everything they did was awesome and fantastic and they got all the attention, now it's going to the baby. They're not getting a whole lot of attention, so they want that attention back. Another reason is jealousy. A lot of kids, when they're the star of the show, they get all the presents and they get, the extra treats snuck to them, and life is good because they're the shining star. They don't really have to do a lot of things that they don't want to do, and they get almost anything they want. And when that new baby comes and they're not getting that treatment anymore, sometimes it is out of pure jealousy. The last reason, and I'm not saying this is, what's happening with you, Miss Sue, it is a trauma response, like a reason that you would need to see and seek maybe like a therapeutic help because something is happening to them that is regressing them mentally. Not just this is an idea they have in their head, but there is actually some trauma going on. But now we've talked for a while, we've been spitballing back and forth, and I hear you. And I hear the frustration and I see the frustration because now little miss, even though we're ages 6 to 9, we are having accidents in public. And we think it's funny. And we're peeing the bed and we think it's funny. And we're not talking like a big girl. We're not saying I'm hungry or I would like that or I need something. We're sitting on the floor, laying on the floor, going wah, 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 like a baby. And you're also going through the fact of here she is, a big girl, and you're having to take a diaper bag with you and pack it full of extra clothes and bags to put the wet stuff in. It's taking you twice as long to get ready in the morning due to the constant laundry, having to clean her up, having to redress her, getting the wet stuff off her bed, and things like that. Ma'am, I feel your frustration. And I had something like this going on with me with someone in my family, and this is what I discovered. The first thing I want you to make sure of is, number one, when little miss is around the baby, whether she's at somebody's house, a family dinner, a family event, anything, she is not being excluded from the baby, or the people around the baby are not pushing her out of the way, excluding her to pay all the attention to the baby. Case in point, yeah, babies are fragile. You got to be careful. But there are little activities like peekaboo that she could play with the baby. Little fun things. Or they take a foot and, they do the whole thing on the bottom of their foot. The baby laughs. Everyone thinks it's adorable. Make sure that people are not pushing her away from the baby or from themselves because they want to spend time with the baby. Make sure she is being included with baby time or the people that are around the baby and not being excluded. Things like don't touch that, that's the baby's. You can't have that. That would flip her mind too, but if I'm a baby, I can. Make sure that the family understands, include, not exclude. The second thing that I found worked just a little bit, not all the way, was the Big Kids Only Club. Whenever the baby would go down for a nap, I would look at the child in my family that was struggling and I would say, now, you know what? It's Big Kids Club. Whatever you want to do, okay? You want to bake cookies? You want to bake cupcakes and decorate them? You want to play video games? Do you want to bounce on that trampoline? You want to ride the bike outside? Do you want to play with water guns, water balloons? What do you want to do? Big Kids Club. Because a little baby can't throw a water balloon. And a baby that can't walk can't run with a water gun or jump on a trampoline. And a baby that can't walk very good because they're too little definitely cannot ride bikes, play video games, and hang out in tackle football mode. And that kind of helped him. But the biggest snap, and a lot of people, you are going to find this unfair, so here's your trigger warning, be gone, is this, the knuckle down. I finally, because of how advanced and how bad this regression was getting, he stopped talking and only cried when he wanted something. Constant messes, whether he was peeing himself or pooping himself, constant. Stealing baby bottles, even going as far as to steal out of the mouth random pacifiers from random kids. Like, he stubbornly knuckled down wanting to be the baby. I gave it to him. Yes, that's right, I sure did. I put him back in witty bitty baby clothes that didn't fit quite right. We had mashed peas and string beans for dinner. He did not get soda or pizza or chicken nuggets. He got milk and mashed prunes. He had to sit in a high chair. He had to sit in the shopping cart. He was not allowed to go to his friends. He had to sleep in his crib. And yes, diapers were on that tush. For the first couple of days, he loved it. But then he started to hate it. Because every 2 hours, he had to take a nap. And he couldn't watch anything on TV except for that classical music color baby thing. And then he missed out on a birthday party because babies don't go to birthday parties. Not big kid birthday parties where there's running and screaming in a pool. Everything that I would have done for, let's say, anywhere from a 10-month-old to a 13-month-old is how I treated him and what I gave to him. And he eventually realized that being a baby, and little miss, listen up, being a baby is not fun. Babies can't do anything. Babies lay on a blanket on the floor, surrounded by toys, and maybe music is on. Babies cannot go outside, and they cannot play with puppies or kitties. Babies cannot ride bikes or ride trains. Babies cannot go to birthday parties. Babies don't go to the movies. Honey, and babies sure can't go to like an amusement park and ride on a roller coaster or a pony. Listen, I know you think, sweetheart, that being a baby is like the greatest thing in the world because of all the attention they get. But you know what else is really cool? Getting bigger. Now, little miss, I have a little D. Little D rides a bike and swims in a pool and jumps on a trampoline. He plays video games with his friends and watches movies with his dad. He goes fishing with his mom and hunting with his daddy. He gets to go trick-or-treating and swimming and do all these fun, cool things that a baby can't do. Sure, sweetie, I get it. But at the end of the day, it's better to be a big kid that can do things and say things and go places than to be stuck sitting in diapers sipping milk from a bottle. I get it, sweetheart, but at the end of the day, being a big kid is where it's at. The adventures you go on, the toys you can play with, the movies you watch, and the places you go, it's going to be a lot better than being a baby, okay, sweetie? Trust me. Miss Sue, I hope this helps you. Love you guys.